G'day all, welcome back to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of Fortress Europa from Compass Games, and we're about to go on with turn 8, the last week in July. So just to give you an idea of what's going on here, we'll just pan up this way. You can see a few Germans there along the German border, and then across through the Calais sort of landing area. And there we have Paris and the line that we currently have, and there's all the Allies and a few Germans down around this way, the Mediterranean and so forth. So that's what we have at the moment. It's not pretty for the Germans at all. Rightio, so we're about to go on with the Allies' turn, and we have a 0 capacity at the moment to bring any more troopies down by the looks of it. But I'm going to do another check. We'll pick up 1 there. So Brest goes back up to 12. Yay! So that's good. And everybody else is up full bottle. So we've got 3, 15, 27, 33, 36, 39 at the moment. Let's see how we're doing. And we currently have 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, no, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oops, forgot to move that one. 19 and 3 is 22, 25, and 4 is 29, 30, 31, 34, 35, 36, 37. Actually gives us 2. Good. Righto. So we have a whole 2, if we need, that we can bring on. So we've done the turn record phase. We go into the weather phase. And we have a 1, so we have clear weather still. And rejoiced. Yay! Okay, so we go into the air allocation phase, and the Germans only have 1 aircraft for this time. So again, I'll set it up and then we can come back and have a look-see. Righto, so pretty easy one this time. We don't have to, bomber command. So we have the British still up here for the V1 attacks. Put stuff in the wrong spots. So we've put the 2 up there in case we lose one, so that we still get all our British reinforcements. Do we need to worry? No, we're just going to put 1 there. So we'll put a sack and attack on bridge attacks. And we've got everything else in there except for 2 attacking German replacements. So we have the 1 German coming in, and he is going to go for 5, which is German replacements. Okay, so he knocks that one out, and he is gone. That's all their air for the month. So we cut their replacements by half, so they'll get 1. Infantry. Righto. so we're into the Allied replacements now. So the Allies get all of their replacements. So for July, the Americans get 3 total. So again, they'll take 2 infantry and 1 armour. And the Brits get 2, so they'll take 1 of each. So they now have 7 infantry and 6 armour, and the Americans have 4 armour and 2 infantry. And that can now go away. Like that. We'll put out our bridge attack aircraft. Righto, so replacements. Let's see what we've got up here that we need to do. Okay, from an American standpoint, we've got 1 infantry here and 1 infantry here, and all our tankies are back up to full strength. So I'm going to do both of those infantry. So we go back down to 0 infantry replacements there. Righto, so the 2nd Infantry Division holding in place, and the 9th Infantry Division again holding in place. And they have a tanky they're not using. Now the Brits, okay, the Brits. I'm just knocking other counters off the bloody tracks, sorry. Okay, so the Brits have got airborne, which we don't need to worry about. These are both fine. These are all fine. Fine, fine, and fine. So the Brits still don't need to use anything. They've been extremely lucky at the moment, that's for sure. So we don't even have anything over here that we need to worry about for reserves or anything else coming on, I don't think. No, the only thing that we've got down at the moment is the 6th Paras, and we can't use it for that. So we don't have that. Now we can bring on 2 units. So what I'm thinking of doing is I would like to bring on Montgomery. So I'm actually going to bring him on where? That's just Fortress. So I'm going to bring him on in La Rochelle for 1. And who else do I want to bring on? Realistically, probably another American. So we're going to bring on the 35th Infantry Division, and it's going to come in at St. Malo. So that's our 2 supply capacity wrapped up, and we're back down to 0. Okay, rolling for partisans again. We need a 5 or a 6. We get a 6. The partisans are back. And again, what I'm going to do is put them down north of Toulouse, in between Toulouse and Bordeaux, to cut that off, because we've already cut off the rail lines coming in, so nobody can get into Bordeaux at the moment. So that's good. And then we go into our first move impulse. Righto. So let's actually just start down here since we can. So we've got 8 factors in Bordeaux. And if I bring down these 3, that gives me 18. So we'll do that. They'll go 1, 2 into there. This bloke will go 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So that's 18 and 17 is 35 against 8 is a 4-to-1 straight up. So I'm happy with that. Excuse me. The first can go back to England. We don't need them there anymore. The first commando can go back to England. We don't need that anymore. The Germans can't get over there to do anything, so that's good. Righto, so I've got these and these and this. So I'll leave those there. He can move 5, he can move 4. So we'll move this guy down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4 over to there, because he comes down, he'll still be in range there. And these 3 here, we're going to start our run around. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into the city there. And we've taken that city. Limoges, or however it's pronounced. Okay, so that's the Brits here done. We've got 2 more armoured here. You can go 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into Nevertheless. And again, so they'll be in supply, which is wonderful. Excuse me. We can get these back together so they can go 1, 2, 3, 4 for the time being. He comes over 1, 2, 3, which brings this one right up to here and this one right up to here. And this guy can come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in with him like that. Now, Americans. So the Germans up here, we're in a fortification, which is also a city. So he gets halved and he gets doubled. So it's 8, and that 16 is 24, and 6 is 30. 30 in there. Okay. So he can go 1. So we can only get a double attack in there. That's the trouble. So we need to take this out first. So Rommel has got, we're in a city. So we have 2. Sorry, that's 1. And 7 is 8. Is 16 is 24 still. Sorry. 1 and 7 is 14. 22. Okay, so we'll leave Hodges behind. Leave him behind. This guy goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So he's still there with Hodges. Oh, come off there, Patton. Ah, that's right, I still had the first. Okay. And we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 to there. The 29th Infantry can come up. 1, 2. The 8th Infantry can go 1, 2. 35th can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 54th, 79th, 28th and 4th can all come over like that. He can't move, that's fine. And we've got him there and he can't move, so that looks pretty damn fine there. And we'll bring these down. They'll go chugga, chugga, choo, choo. Down to here. And I'll work out all the odds and we can go from there. So there's just the Frenchie to move now. Now he can move 6. I need to keep him in with him at the moment because he's not going to be able to make it down with them there. So he's going to move up to at least there. So we'll go 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2 into the mountainous region there. Right. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's our movement done. So first combat impulse. Oh, let's just work it out now. Okay. So down here, like I said, we've got 6, 12, 18 and 17 is 35 against 8, which is a 4 to 1. Okay, so that's 4 to 1 at the moment. So we'll just mark that. And the only other attack is this one over here. And like we said, he's got 22. Here we have 6, 12, 17, 23. Well, 17 and 18 is 35. 41, 48, 56, 61, 68, 75 to 22 plus 4, 75. We only need to use 1 this time to take it to 77 to 22. Well, we don't need to use any this time, do we? So we've got 3 to 1 there. Okie dokie. So that's 3 to 1 at the moment. As well. And now we pull over our tack air. And we've got 6 units. So we put 3 on him. That would take him up to 6 to 1. And we put 3 on, well, in fact, we put 4 on him. That will take him to 7 to 1. And 2 on there, which takes him to 6 to 1, which is the same as 5 to 1. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, like that, except I can't do that, can I? So it's got to be 3 on each. So he's 7 to 1 now, and he is now 6 to 1. So 6 to 1 there, and 7 to 1 down there. So let's do Rommel first. At 6 to 1. For a 1. Here's an exchange of all bloody things. That's 6 to 1. My God. Okay, well, again, this is worth 12, so he doesn't want to do that. So it's got to be the 9th SS that goes down. And they are in a port as well, aren't they? Yes, but it's not a fortress. It's a fortress or a port, isn't it? Ah! Retreaty stuff again. Sorry, I'm having brain farts. Brr, brr, brr. Units defending in rough and fortresses, and that's not a rough or a fortress. Okay, so we have an exchange. We've done the exchange for there, and we have a 5-4 unit here, so we'll use the 79th, like that. Now, that means they have to retreat. The attacker retreats all surviving defending units 2 hexes. Now they can go there, and they can go there because zone of control does not go across river. So they're not trapped or anything else. I was going to bring these guys up here, but they couldn't afford to take on these as well. That was the trouble. So these guys are going to go 1, 2 into 07. In fact, let's rethink that then. We're not going to knock down the 9th. We're going to knock down the 7/16th. No, because then it'll be wiped out. Does it matter? No, it does not matter. So they're gone. 7/16 is gone. It's number 7. 7/16, gone. Okay, so Rommel and the 9th SS will go back to here. Let's just get rid of that. Righto, so Kane, I can't remember. Yeah, well. And we have 7-1 down here. For a 2, which is a D1, which means that the 276 flips over like that, and for a D1 has to go back 2 hexes. So again, it's going to go 1, 2 back to there, like that. We can get rid of these aircraft that are being used, and we can get rid of the other aircraft that I used, which I've now gone blind and can't see because there we are. Right. And that's our first combat impulse. So we go into our second move impulse, and we want to come down and take these guys out, that's for sure. So these guys can move 2. So they'll go 1 into there to start with. We'll leave the 5 behind, and the other 2 will come forward the second. Like that. We need to roll for Bordeaux. We get a 2, so it's fully done. And we now own it. Yay! Like that. Well, in fact, wrong one. Let's just put ownership on it. Allied control. So that's going to take us up by 10, which gives us 10, which is really going to come in handy. Now these guys here, so at the moment that's a 6-1 straight onto him anyway. So I'm going to just bring these fellas. He can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys are going to go 1, 2, 3. 2 to there. Dempsey will come down 1, 2, 3, 4 into there. Montgomery's going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these guys will go 1, 2, and this guy will go 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're still all good. These guys here can only go 3. So let's move Korea first. So these guys can go, he can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So they'll come down 1. he'll come back over to them. This guy will come down into Orleans. And we'll just put a marker on Orleans. And he's going to go 1 to there. And I think he's just going to stop there at the moment. Okay, now we have Caen. So what do we want to do here? We need to get Pathe on the move. That's what we need. Now we can't, what have we got there? 7, 14, 16, 17, 25 all told. So we've got 9 there. They can only move 2, 1, 2. Okay, so let's do that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that gives us 2 to 1. Yep. And these guys will go 1 across to there. And these guys will go 1, 2 to there. So we have a look at taking Caen. And that's good. So that's another supply point, taking us to 11. It was only worth 1, I think. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So we bring Pathe over. 1, 2, 3. We bring Hodges up with that mob, like that. The first can come up, 1, 2. And these guys can also come up, 1, 2. And that's it. Righto. So that's our movement. We go into the second combat phase. Let's just move it up a little bit so you can see. So we've basically got 2 combats. This one into here, which is just simply a 2 to 1, and at the moment, and this one in here, which is for 16, and we have 6, 13, 21, 22, 28, 35, 43, 43 to 16, and the most I can get is a 47. So that's not going to make any difference there at all. So, no, don't need them. Well, I suppose they can help down here, but that's still not going to do anything. No. So, they don't do anything. So, this is a 2 to 1, and this is a 2 to 1 as well. So, we'll do the big one first at 2 to 1 for a 4. Is an exchange. So of course they're going to take the 30th Infantry Brigade, and it's gone. It's a single step unit. And we'll take the 4th Armoured there. So that's good. And the attacker retreats all surviving defending units 2 hexes. Okay, so they can go back 1 to here, and then they have to cross the river. So we need to do the river crossing thing because we have the bridges blown. So let's have a look at the top unit, the 116th Panzer Division. River crossing char, and we have a 5, may not cross, and movement. Now, may not cross. So he's gone 1 to there, and he can't cross. So I'm not sure what's supposed to happen there. I'll have a read up on it a little while. And now the 21st, a 3, cross and stop on first hex, lose 1 step. Okay. So he was retreating. He can't retreat any further. I'm just going to leave it as in he was retreating and he can't retreat any further. That's it. The other bloke found a little bridge across, but he didn't, and he lost his... The bridge collapsed halfway over. So that's that. Okay, and now we have this one at 2 to 1 against Herr Rommel for a 3 is an E2. So we will lose the 29th and the 8th, like that. Defender takes 1 step loss, so the 9th Panzer, SS Panzer. And the attacker retreats all surviving units 1 hex. Well, we don't want them there, that's for sure. So we'll just retreat them to there. Like that. Righto, so that's our combats over and done with. We go into the rail control phase. So as things stand, that rail line is cut there. That was the last time that was crossed, so that is cut there. Those 2 are cut there. That one's cut there because of the air. So at the moment they can bring rail up through into here if they want. But that's about it. Okay, supply phase. Okie dokie. So let's come down here for the Allies. So these 2 are in a city, so they're fine. This guy is 1, 2, 3 from him. 3 from him, but he's in a city as well. These guys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Montgomery. He's in a city. Everybody is here with Dempsey. Oh, we do have one more attack, dickhead. Of course. We're down... Oh, that's not real flash, is it? There we go. We're down here for a 6 to 1. And you forgot something. For a 5, 6 to 1 for a 5 is a DE, and the 276th Infantry Division is a number 1. Number 1, 276. Going blind. Yep, there we go. Okay. Righto, so rail's done. Supply, these guys are all fine. These are all fine. These are all fine. We got Pathe here with these guys. We got Hodges here with him. So everything is hunky-dory. And we control there. And we control there. And we control there. I'll get rid of these later, but it's just fun for me at the moment. And we control in there. And we control in there. So, yeah. Pretty damn fine. Okay, so supply is good. And that's the end of the Allies' turn. So, as you can see, the Brits are starting to move. They're going to come around through Clermont, Saint-Étienne, Lyon, and then up along the Alps and Switzerland and try and punch through the line there, because this is totally open. Totally open. So they're just going to try and do that. That's Montgomery. Dempsey will continue to move to the south towards the Mediterranean and wrap them up, and then come around and assist with that. The Canadians are moving down through at the same time. They're going to try and get up and around behind the German forces across the rivers here and take out these sorts of forces and get around into Riam and so forth. The Americans will consolidate their take on Cherbourg and start to push through this area. They've got the hardest slog, but they're there to tie up troops so the Brits can get a run, and that's the sort of thing that's going on. So yeah, look, I don't think there's much more to say. I think like I said, from the Allies' point of view, everything's hunky-dory and coming together pretty damned well. I may need to ease off on the poor old Americans a little bit just so they can fix up their units. But other than that, because they're down 3 infantry now, they're only going to pick up, I don't know, they may pick up 3 next time. They've got 1 armour, so maybe they can pick them all up, in fact, and forget about armour, because they've got 4 armour at the moment, replacements. From the Germans' point of view, like I said last time, this gives them, all this double up across the river and all that sort of stuff, but they're relatively weak units, and that's only if they get attacked by everything across a river, which means they really need to hold back the Americans. And with these forces being able to swing around their left flank at the moment, that's not looking good. So as much as I hate to say it, there's a damn fine chance that what we're going to be starting to do is pull back. Some of those forces, if not all of them, and yeah, we may need to get out of Paris and start looking at the West Wall, because it's not looking good at the moment for the poor little buggers at all. So thank you once again. Sorry it's dragged out a little bit, but I'd rather sort of talk through with you so you've got an idea of what I'm trying to achieve, and that it's not just a hodgepodge of, oh yeah, the Allies are doing really good, so let's just pull the Germans back so it makes it easier on the Allies, or let's leave the Germans there so, we're just going to batter the Allies doing it, when that doesn't make any sense. But again, from a historical standpoint, a lot of holding orders were given by the German High Command and so forth, which chewed up a lot of their troops for no good. And I don't really want to do that if I don't have to. I tend to try and play it historically, most of these games, but if I can do it a little bit smarter without being a total dickhead, then I might do it a little bit smarter and try and get back and get the Siegfried Line, the West Wall, manned and good to go. So thanks very much again. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now. G'day all, welcome back to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of Fortress Europa from Compass Games. And we're about to go on with the last turn in July for the Germans. So, first up we have the German replacement phase. And because we had some of our 8th Air Force attacking the German replacements, they only get one replacement, which is infantry. And the only place where I can really take it is here for the 3rd parachute, which you can just see. So we're going to do that. I'm not going to worry about putting a can't move on him because he's not going to move anywhere anyway. They're all staying in Cherbourg and waiting to see what happens. Okay, so the first German move impulse. But before we do that, sorry, we have some German arrivals. And we have the 59th and 64th Infantry Divisions and our leader, Nobelsdorf. So they're going to come in, and what I'm going to do with them straight up is put them in a German city. And I think we're going to put them in Freiburg or Saarbrücken. Yeah, Saarbrücken. So we have our leader in there with 243 infantry. Is good. So the move impulse. Now we don't get any more Germans. Well, we get some more next turn, next turn, next turn. Okay. I think the Führer is going to be a little bit peeved with us because he wants us to hold everywhere, but we can't. Simple as that. So the High Command is going to take it into their own minds to start pulling things back a little bit, so that we don't get caught short. So it's going to take the Allies a while to move across to the east. We don't want to make it too easy for them, but by the same token, we don't want to cut ourselves off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start moving some of the infantry back. So we've got one here in Dijon, and we're going to move him by rail down through Lyon and back around and into Strasbourg. So he's gone. We've got these two here in Troyes. We've got an infantry here, so he's going to move back one. Let me get this right. He's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so he's in range of OBW, which is good, and we've got a Panzer Grenadier here, the 3rd Panzer Grenadier Division, which we are going to move down towards Dijon. Can we get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, no, it's going over the mountains, isn't it? We'll come up to the ends and go that way, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. To there. This little fella's going to come back. 1, 2. Oh, in fact, he can rail. So he's going to go chugga, 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 chugga into there. Panzer, Panzer, infantry. This little fella's going to go 1, to, well, in fact, he's going to go by rail, chug, 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 through Brussels, Liège, and he's going to stop there in a fortress. These two will stay. He stays. The 3-3 and the 4-3. This guy here is going to go back. One, two, three. Is he? Yep, he's still good. Paras. We'll go 1, 2 with the other paras. They can stay there. This bloke in Rouen can come down this way and back, and he will come up into Arnhem with the other fella, like that. These guys are looking crook. We need to get these together. So 4-6 here, 7-6 here. This guy is going to move into there. This guy's going to move into there with him. Rommel will go in there later. And this little panzer unit here is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this panzer unit will come over 1, 2, 3 with him. And this panzer unit here is going to come back on rail into Nancy for the time being. There is nothing else we want to move or can really move here. So that's their first done. Do I want to move anything down here to the south? So let's have a look at what we've got now over this way. So we've brought this panzer, the 19th Panzer Reduced Division, back to here. We've brought these two back to here into these fortresses areas. These are the new ones we brought on into Saarbrücken. We've brought this bloke back to here, and we've put another unit up here in Arnhem. Right-o. What do we have in Paris at the moment? We've got a headquarters and a security division and a assault gun and an infantry. Okay. Righto. So that's that at the moment. So that's their first move impulse. We go into the combat impulse and there is no combat anywhere. So we're going to their second move impulse, and we're going to pull back stuck there together. We're going to pull back von Rundstadt, and he can go 4. So he's going to come back 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Von Geyer is going to be in charge of the defense of Paris. Okay. This little fella can move 1, 2. This little fella can move 3. 1, 2, 3. They're good with him. There. The Panzers can move 3. His headquarters here. Can move 2. he'll go 1, 2 to there. This guy can go 1, 2 to there. And these guys can go 1, 2, 3 to there, being panzers. They're still all in range. That's good. Rommel. Really, I need to pull Rommel back. So he could just move the 1 across, I believe, because of this. And that is pretty good. What else do I want to move? Oops, sorry. Let's move this little fella 1, 2 up to here, like that. These little fellas can move 1 up to there. And that will do. So we're starting to fill the wall in, bringing some troops back, leaving some troops here just to make life interesting. So no combat again, and then we go into the rail control phase. Again, this is stuck here. Germans haven't been back through here. They haven't been back through here. We can't block off anymore. Nope, that looks pretty good. Which leaves the supply phase. Okay. So these guys are in a port, they're good. These guys are in a port, they're good. We have Rommel here looking after these guys here. We have this headquarters unit looking after these guys here. We have von Rundstedt looking after these guys. Everybody else is in a fortress here. This is looking after these. And everybody else seems to be good. Which just brings us to the turn end segment. We'll remove, they can't move from there. They can't move from there. There's no more we have to remove. And that's about where we stand at the moment. So that's the end of the German turn. So looking at our primary area, still in the 7th military district and just into the 15th. Cherbourg is quite well protected now. We've got 8 and 12 is 20 and another 16 is 36 in there, I believe. So yeah, 36 in there is going to be a very tough nut to crack. That's for sure. So we're going to have to start bringing things up and doing something, and that's going to be up to Hodges. He'll have to look after that, and that's going to be a slugging match to get Cherbourg, that's for sure. Pathe is going to have to take on the Paris line, along with the Canadians, as the British continue to move east and south as well, and cleaning up that mess down there. And the French as well. So the French are basically just the 2nd Armoured Division. They're going to try and race ahead and take out single units if they can, preferably headquarters units, if they can do that, or get over and in amongst these people as fast as they can, allowing for the fact that we need to stay within a leader sort of command radius. So Montgomery is going to have to wriggle up. So that's going to slow things down a little bit with some of these as Montgomery catches up with his units. That'll slow them down a bit. Dempsey is pretty good with his units at the moment. So that is pretty damn fine. With the other Brits down here, they'll continue to move south, try and take out Toulouse and so forth, and then take out the Mediterranean area. And I'm still seriously considering a second invasion, probably up around the Netherlands, but I need to get the supply capacity, which I've got at the moment. I think it's sitting on 11, which is pretty good, but I'll check that before we come into the next turn just to be sure. And that's because we picked up Bordeaux. So once we can take out a couple more of the Mediterranean ports like Marseille and Toulon, Cannes, Nice, that sort of thing, and Genova, that's going to give us, you know, what, another 12, 15, 16, 18, 20, another 20. So we're looking good from that point of view. But it's coming down to more minor units coming on rather than major units. So we can start looking at trying to punch through without being too silly. American-wise, yeah, they've got, I think, 3 reduced infantry units now, and they've got 1 or 2. Oh, there's 4 reduced infantry. There's another can't move, sorry. So yeah, they're starting to hurt a little bit, but they'll be fine with starting to build now. We've only got the 1 armoured unit, I believe, that's reduced at the moment, so they can pick that up and just pick up infantry units, and they should be able to fix up most of these in the next turn, and then start looking at taking on Cherbourg. So yeah, it's going to be a consolidation sort of thing for the Americans as the British miners and the French start to move along. So that's that. Again, thank you very much. I don't think I've screwed up too badly. If I have, I'm sure you'll let me know. But that's where we are at the moment. So take care, be good, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.